course.
Está cargando todavía. Okay, we are live now.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, welcome everyone to another episode of Beyond the Classroom. Today we're having a really great guest with us tonight. So we're gonna start with today's podcast. What is up, legends? Welcome back to the Fluency Mindset. I'm your host, and today we're tackling a monster that lives in your head and whispers, "Your English is terrible," even when you just had a 20-minute conversation. I'm talking about the imposter syndrome. And to help me slay this dragon, I have a very special guest today. She's a fellow educator and a pro at helping professionals find their voice. So, welcome to the show, Miss Patricia.
Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. And honestly, even as a teacher, I feel as an imposter sometimes. It's more common than you think.
Exactly. Before we dive deep, let's define it for our listeners. So, imposter syndrome is that internal feeling that you aren't as competent as others perceive you to be. In English learning, it's that B1, B2 plateau where you feel like you're just pretending to know the language. So, but the has this situation ever occurred to you? Like, and why does it hit so hard for adults between their 20s and 35s?
Question, Majo. At this age, and like you're applying for international jobs, presenting to CEOs, or you're dating. Well, you feel like you don't have all that it takes, and maybe you make a mistake, and maybe with a grammar thing, and people will think that you're unprofessional or not smart enough. As a matter of fact, I had a user who was living in South Africa, and she dealt with people who had a Senegalese accent, and she felt overwhelmed every time they had a meeting with. Sometimes it's inevitable to feel that.
No, totally. That's a spot on example, actually. It's that perfectionism trap that we think that if fluency equals perfection, but let's be honest, guys, let me tell you, every time that you see one of those posts where people just show their perfect lives, I can tell you that I have seen native speakers who can't spell the word definitely to save their lives. So don't ever compare your behind the scenes with their highlights that you can post on social media.
That's so true. Yes. It's like communication, it's about perfection. Like when you focus too much on something to sound perfect,
Mhm.
connect from the person that is in front of you. Your your mind is too busy editing what you have to say, and you stop thinking in English and you start translating. And the biggest problem that we have, we stop using all the skills that we have been learning, and then we start the robot mode on and we translate. It's a problem, right?
Yes, but we have all been there. I'm sure of it. Actually, let's share a vulnerable moment, Patty. Have you ever felt like an imposter, maybe while teaching, or maybe you like learning a new skill?
Oof, absolutely. When I first started teaching business English, I was terrified that a student financial term that I didn't know. I felt like a fake. Trust me. I, I had to realize that being a teacher is not like being a walking dictionary. It's about being a guide, a facilitator. In
Mhm.
fact, last week we had a follow-up 2A, the unit 8, and we were describing a recipe, a healthy recipe. And I said, come on, guys, let's describe the detox juice. And they said, perfect, Miss, we're going to be creative. And I said, okay. Then one of the students says, Miss Patty, how can I say Azealia in English? In that moment, I went blank. Blinked several times and I said, Patty, react, waiting for a word. And I said, that's a great question. Let's take our cell phones and let's find how do we say Azealia? That's a new word. From that moment, Azealia is chart. Chart is my, because I will never forget that. So you have a similar situation. Come on, Majo, share with us.
Yeah, of course. I think there's no one, like no monitor that can say that has never encountered these type of situations. Let's be honest. So I have actually two. One was around Christmas time. We were having like a vocabulary segment talking about vocabulary, of course, about Christmas. And I dumbly asked, does anybody has another word that we could add to this list? And the kid actually was like, yes, absolutely. I didn't thought that he was going to give me like such a hard word. But he said, how do you say hijo unigénito de Dios? And I blinked because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even knew that word, that phrase in Spanish. Like I have never encountered that before in my life. I told him, I honestly don't know, but we can all learn this together. So now I know that we can say only begotten Son of God. And I don't know if I'm ever going to use it, but well, I'm using it right now. So I guess I learned it.
It's a beautiful tongue twister. Yeah, use this as a
That's true,
tongue twister.
true.
Yes, of course.
And the other time that I can clearly remember, we were talking in a session. I don't even remember about what. I'm guessing it was about means of transportation. And the user asked me, we were talking about parts of the car. I don't know how we ended up talking about it. And one of them asked me, how do you say cigüeñal? And I don't know about you, but I don't
Hey,
even know what
what?
a cigüeñal. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So now I know how to say a part of a car that I don't even recognize if I say it. That by the way, it's a crankshaft. I don't know what you can do with it, but it's in the car. I know it.
I'm sure that I'm going to dream about it, even in Spanish.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's a good
When
one.
have
Thank
you
you.
ever gone to a mechanic and been like, yes,
Maybe.
I know that the problem is going to be the crankshaft? I would
Ah,
never. I would never.
okay. Those are
Yes,
little surprises, right? And
yes.
that's the funny thing about our job, right? It's something that you are, I don't know, you're surprised by any word, any extra, I don't know, there's something extra that we find in the sessions, and that's beautiful. Yeah.
No, yes. And it's thanks to those type of users that we can actually improve our English as well, because it gives us a reason to learn new words and a motivation to learn it fast.
Yes.
Yeah. Correct. No, but thank you for that because this is a great segue to move into our special moment of this podcast that it's called the vocabulary spotlight. So we can talk about some of the terms that we have been using today that could help some of our users in their day-to-day conversations. So the first one is going to be to talk at all. It means to have a negative effect. The second one that I choose, it's going to be a fluke, which means an accidental success. And the last one is to wing it, which is just to do something without preparation.
Hmm. Those are essential, especially to wing it. Like sometimes the best way to beat the imposter syndrome is just to wing it and see that any word doesn't end you will mess up. Don't worry about that.
No, yes, absolutely. And you're so great at it. I'm actually gonna ask you to help me. Okay, like let's imagine the next scenario. I'm in a meeting tomorrow and my heart starts racing because I have to speak in English and I don't feel that comfortable about it. What do I do?
All right, I have some tips. Let's focus on three.
To
Number
me.
one, number one, acknowledge the feeling that you don't fight anxiety, right? Breathe in, like say to yourself, okay, I'm nervous because I care. Sometimes we can be the worst, like our worst enemies, but we need to control ourselves. We need to
Okay,
trust
okay,
our knowledge, and that's important.
okay.
Number two, I would say that focus on the small wins. Like, did you get your point across? Did they understand the data? If yes, you won. And girl, honestly, you're talking in a second language. Honestly, that means that your brain is is way, but much better than you think. You can speak two languages, not only your native language, but also another one. So that's a major win, right?
Okay.
And finally, I think the third tip would be the 70% rule.
What's
Aim
that?
to aim to be the 70% clear, not
Mhm.
the 100% perfect. Sometimes
That's so
we need
good.
to, yeah, sometimes we need to realize that it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to not be perfect, but take it easy, right? And
Yeah,
acknowledge all the things that we come through. So that's something good, right?
great. Now I need like an advice.
Mhm.
Because I'm gonna be honest, some people need a lot of practice to make it into feeling comfortable talking a second language. So do you have any tips that we can follow that can help us to feel more comfortable or like to practice this type of scenarios?
Yes, Majo. Actually, we are partnering with Speakology. The Natural English program is partnering with Speakology. Do you know about them?
Actually, I don't. Can you give me more info?
Of course, I will guide you. Let's go to the
Okay.
dashboard. If you can
Okay,
maybe
I'm gonna do it
share the
right
screen.
now.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Got it. Should I go where from that?
Let's go to the NBS, to our platform,
Mhm.
and we can share the screen.
Should I go
And
into the books, the digital books?
yes, absolutely. Let's
Okay.
go to our resources. Yes, if you want, you can just get in one unit that you have.
I just click on unit 10.
Yes, perfect. Let's work with that. Okay, let's
Okay,
go
got it.
down. Yes, let's go down.
Till the bottom?
Yes, after the games, there is a pretty lady over there. Maybe our
Okay,
users or
yes, I
maybe
have seen her, but I haven't talked to her just yet.
yes.
Okay.
Click on the bottom and we will see what comes. Down, you can see a video
Mhm.
about how you can use the AI. But let's see how can we use it.
Okay. So should I just click it on go into it?
Yes, let's go to
Okay,
your
got it.
profile. I know.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, here you have many options. As I told you, we are working with this app, and you can
Mhm.
find all the program, all the units there, and also you have the opportunity to talk with AI about anything. I
Oh,
think
so
there
I'm
you
guessing that's the option that I have around here that says
yes,
talk about anything advanced.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Why don't we try that?
Damn. Okay, let's go.
Mhm.
I'm gonna click start the call so I can see
Okay,
what comes up.
all right. Let's
Oh,
discover.
yeah. I can see that you had the option of choosing a different follow-up or a specific unit, correct?
Yes. Also, you have the
Okay.
tips if you want, but in this case, you can just click and talk about anything. So it's
Okay.
really nice.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let me see. So it says you're practicing English. Yes, of course, with the Natural English AI. Perfect. The topic is talk about anything. Great. I'm going to choose, let me think. Do you think Karen or Walter? Or maybe Alani? Who do you think?
Elani? Yeah, why not?
Okay,
Let's
I'm
go.
going with Alani then. Because I have the option of video call and also a phone call. Yes, Alani on
Okay.
a video.
All right.
That's great. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna click on it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah,
What should I talk about her with her?
Hi, Maria Jose. How are you today?
about
Okay,
anything.
okay. Hi, I'm really good. Thank you for asking. How about you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. So, what's new with you lately? Anything
Mhm.
interesting going on?
Okay, so she asked me questions to lead me into continuing with the conversation. That's great. Um, Lately, I don't know, I have been using a lot of apps on my phone, and I think I have an addiction on with using my phone way too many hours. What do you think about it? Should I stop using my phone so much?
In English, we say, I think I have an addiction to using my phone instead of an addiction on.
Okay, so she
But
she
about your
actually
question,
catch on
it's
the
pretty
mistake.
common to feel that way. It might be good to set some limits on how much time you spend on your phone.
Mhm.
Maybe you can try taking small breaks or doing something else you enjoy without a screen. Do you have any hobbies you could replace that time with?
Okay, so I like two things about it. The first one is that she caught on my mistake. Great. And she
Mhm.
correct me and she told me how to use it properly. And now she's asking me more leading questions so I can continue talking to her. It's great.
Yes,
Let me give you
absolutely.
uh maybe reading. Could that be an option?
Definitely.
Okay.
Reading is a great option. It can help you relax, and it's a nice break from screens. Plus, it can improve your vocabulary and knowledge. What kind of books do you like to read?
Okay, yes. She's totally going to help me because she
Yeah,
makes you continuously talking. That's great.
yes, it- absolutely. So in that case, you continue talking about that, and it's a perfect way to develop yourself and to motivate and to maybe to feel more confident when you're speaking, right?
That's great.
Hmm.
I like that you have other options, like for example, hiding captions. So let's say that I want to practice more the idea of active listening, then
Yes.
that's an excellent option.
Yeah.
Good. I'm gonna end the call. Give me a sec. Sorry, Elani.
Bye
Oh,
bye.
okay, I was so rude. That was
Okay,
great. Yes, that's an amazing option to practice.
definitely.
Thank you for introducing me to Alani.
My
I'm gonna
pleasure.
be using her a lot.
Like our therapy is perfect.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Wow, okay. So that was great. Thank you, Patty, for that. I have never practiced with an AI that could give me this opportunity of learning of having the opportunity to talk about anything, but also you have the opportunity to practice specific units, so that's amazing. I understand that of course natural English had to feed all of this information to AI in order for it to be able to talk about our units specifically, so that's amazing. That's a great option.
Absolutely.
Okay, Patty. So, before you leave me, please give me the chance to have another game with you.
Okay.
So, I'm going to give you a scenario, and you're going to give me like a different way of thinking than just imposter syndrome, which is the one that I always go to.
Mhm.
Okay, so my first thought is going to be everyone is judging my accent.
Well, You can think my accent is a sign that I speak more than one language. It's my identity. Remember the small wings? Here's one, like I can speak more than one language. Then I can, right? So you feel confident, right?
Thank you.
Okay.
That was great.
Mhm.
What about um, if I feel bad about myself because I forgot a very common word? I don't know, let's say reunion. And then I'm thinking, damn, I'm so silly. How do I forget these type of words?
Okay, yeah, I get that feeling. Well, you can think about, I forgot one word. I'll use a description or a synonym. My brain is just reconfiguring. It's not a big deal if you miss one word. Also, remember that the context is really important, right? So don't make it like, don't make a huge problem from that.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Mhm.
Boom. Okay, I'm going to try to do that like from now on. So thank you for that, Patty. That's how you do it, guys. That's how you can start thinking or moving on from a, like an imposter syndrome type of mentality into something that actually makes you feel good about yourself and about the talent that you're cultivating with this second language. So thank you, Patty. You're amazing. Tell me, where can people find you?
Oh, thank you, Mafu. Thank you for having me. I really had a great time with you. You can find us on Beyond the Classroom. You don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. It's really important to stay tuned.
Thank you. Yes. And remember, if you did not take our English Pro upgrade to a natural English program, you can just leave us a message in the comments or you can contact us directly on the branch to keep improving and practicing your English.
Yes, actually,
Yes.
I have
Okay.
one beautiful picture that you can check on it. Remember that this is a great opportunity to stay tuned and keep practicing your English. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Remember, to all our listeners, you're not a fraud, you're just a work in progress. So stay tuned, and we will see you in the next podcast. Bye, guys. Take care, please.
Bye.
Thank you, Patty. That was amazing.